per hour. And as mentioned earlier, we are going to find breezy conditions.
Hello, my name is Milton Westgate with Channel 1857 News. I'm here with breaking news about the ongoing case of Dred Scott that we've been following for months now. Earlier today, Chief Justice Roger Taney decided that Dred Scott was to be denied any freedom. Taney came to a few conclusions with the Supreme Court after a 7-2 vote against Scott. Taney decided that Dred had no right to sue because he is not a citizen, therefore saying slaves are not citizens. Scott couldn't even begin to claim freedom if he was suing from a slave state like Missouri. If it had been a free state, perhaps the outcome would have been different. He also made the bold decision to declare the Missouri Compromise, passed by Congress in 1820, unconstitutional. He justified this by saying the Fifth Amendment makes Scott the property of his owner, therefore control over slavery by Congress is unconstitutional. Now, here is Cameron Hancock with some information on who Dred Scott was and what he was fighting for.
Thanks, Milton. Dred Scott is a black slave from Missouri who was bought by Dr. John Emerson in 1833. Later the following year, Dr. John Emerson moved with Dred Scott as a slave to the free territories up north in Illinois and Wisconsin. Because of the Missouri Compromise passed in 1820, any of the land above 3630 was free. Dr. John Emerson and Dred Scott lived in the free territory for 4 years. In 1840, Dr. John Emerson, along with Dred Scott and his wife, moved to St. Louis, Missouri. 3 years later, Dr. John Emerson passed away, leaving Scott's family to his wife, Eliza Sanford. After many years of saving up his money to buy their freedom, Eliza would not allow for this to happen. In response, Scott sued Eliza, saying that he was legally free. His rationale was that they had been living above 3630, which in fact was a free territory. Here's Milton with reasons for Taney's decisions.
Thanks, Cam. One of Taney's fellow judges, Judge Carton, according to the New York Times, believed the Supreme Court has jurisdiction to decide the merits of the case. He argued that Congress could not do directly what it could not do indirectly. If it could exclude one species of property, it could exclude another. With regard to the territories ceded, Congress could govern them, and the Missouri Act of 1820 violated the leading features of the Constitution and was therefore void. He concurred with his brother judges that Scott is a slave. Taney most likely made his conclusions to appease the unrest that has been brewing in the South for years. Or maybe he decided to rule this way because Nebraska and Kansas's vote for slavery has already made the Missouri Compromise a thing of the past. By giving states above the 3630 line the option of adopting slavery, the Missouri Compromise was officially compromised. Now Cam with Chief Justice Taney.
Thanks, Milton. I'm here with Chief Justice Roger Taney. Let's hear what he has to say on the matter.
In the opinion of the court, the legislation and histories of time and the language to use in the Declaration of Independence show that neither the class of persons who have been imported as slaves nor the descendants, whether they had become free or not, where then the knowledge as part of people were not intended to be included in the general words used in the memorial instrument.
So you're saying, Chief Justice, that slaves don't have the same rights as regular citizens?
Yes, they had for more than a century before then. Regarded as belongings of an inferior order and altogether unfit to associate with the white race either in a social or political relations, and so far inferior they might have no rights which the white man was bound to respect, and the Negro might just, if an eye unlawfully, be reduced to slavery for his benefit.
Thank you for your time, Chief Justice Taney. Now Kelsey will provide us with some information about how this will affect all of you at home.
Thanks, Ken. The ruling of the Dred Scott case will not only have an impact on the participants of the case, but also to the rest of the United States. This is going to add fuel to the already fiery sectional battle between the North and South on slavery. Even though the Missouri Compromise had been broken before this incident, the decision still validated the South's power by now allowing slavery to be extended into any territory. Without the 3630 line restricting where slavery can go, all free states and new territories are vulnerable to slavery. This decision may claim to be unbiased, but it seems to be favoring the South by restraining Scott's freedom and voiding the Missouri Compromise, leaving the North with nothing but the fear of expansion of slavery. I have gotten reports of violence already occurring in the North where the abolitionists are furious with the outcome. We predict that many revolts will occur all over the United States in the near future and encourage all of you to stay safe and away from harm. We will continue to gather information on this breaking news story and keep you updated. That's all for now, and back to your regular programming.